Peace. It's the Hood Mystic. We back up in this thing again. And since it's Sunday, we doing our little church version. So if you catch the Holy Ghost, just let it all out, man. We about to get into this information, man, because I don't know what people talking about nowadays. Like, it's always somebody naked on Instagram and people acting like they ain't never seen no naked girl before. And I don't know, it's a crazy time we're living in. But I have a message for my people. The message is, you have power over your circumstances. You are not powerless. You understand? I know circumstances and things of that nature can seem very, very difficult to overcome, but you personally have power over your circumstances. And we're going to get into the methodology. We're going to get into the science. We're going to get into the metaphysics, the spirituality, all of that. But we're not going to do it in a way to whereas it's confusing or in a way as it's real abstract. We're going to really make it simple so where you could actually play this video for children and really start to explain to them their energy, start to explain to them their power, you know, and mentally thought-provoking conversations is not power. That's only 10% of your brain. The other 90% of your power is subconscious. So how do you access that? How do you deal with that? And that's what we're going to get into. That's what we have been getting into in this series. So if you need to get a refresher, we got parts 1, parts 2, part 3, and they're all on hoodmystic.com. That's HOOD mystic MYSTIC.com. But going forward, first and foremost, thought is energy. Energy is power. Thus, correct thoughts equals correct energy equals correct power. Now, incorrect thoughts equals weak energy, which don't even get you the power. So just simply thinking incorrectly, like, say for instance, you know, you're a woman and you read the Bible and your thoughts about being a woman is based in that energy, that does not give you any power. Thus, you have to be mindful of the energy and the thoughts that you have about your reality. And everybody's reality is different based upon their thoughts that they have and the thoughts that they've given energy to, which created power for themselves. So we cannot be looking outward and externally and being jealous at people and their energy and their power. We only simply have to look inward and build our own power. But how do we do that? What am I exactly talking about? We're going to get into it. It's that we are trained, we were born into a world of effects. And the causes to those effects have been misconstrued, misunderstood, and completely ignored. When we were born into a condition. And we asked, like, Mommy, why is it like this? And our parents did not know because their parents did not know. And you understand? But this information had to be out there. It's just that we have not been dealing with the correct thoughts and the correct information. We've only been dealing with our conscious mind. We've only been dealing with 10% of our power. So 10% of anything is not equating to powerful nothing. So anytime you're dealing with the mind, the conscious mind, and consciously receiving information, and you're not understanding how to make that conscious information subconscious, is not going to equate to much. And it'll feel good for the moment, but ultimately you'll find yourself in the same position that you were before you heard the information. And that's why these conscious niggas is winning and capitalizing, because they can give you a particular idea that you can get behind and feel good about, but it's not changing your life at all. Right? So understand that the 90% of your mind, you know you're a genius because your mind actually is allowing your heart to beat. Like, even as you do all the things that you do, your mind is allowing your blood to flow. It is allowing your lungs to expand. It is moving food through your intestines and giving food bile so it can be digested. And your mind is so powerful that we only give it up for our conscious mind. And the 90%, if you look at that iceberg on the slideshow, you'll see it. The things that are not visible are so much more important than what's visible. In part 1, we talked about the egg and the contents of the egg, the yolk, and things of that nature. Now, what's the most important part of the egg? Is it the shell? I mean, the shell has a purpose. It's going to protect that which is most valuable, your inner contents, but it really don't make sense, since the shell is protecting the yolk, for you to put Dolce and Gabbana on the shell, to get the shell painted and things of that nature. I mean, people do it, but you know, people are idiots. During Easter, they paint the eggs, you know, but once the shell is broken, the shell is irrelevant. Like, you just throw the shell away in the trash. The shell has no purpose. Once it's broken, you get to the meat. You get to what's very, very good. Now, most people that you deal with, they only access 10% of their mind. That's why this information can easily go over people's heads, and people really don't pay attention to it because they're constantly trying to fill up this 10% and make this 10% work for them. The teachings today that I'm giving is how to access that 90%, because that 90% will give you the answer to any problem. You can overcome any circumstance, but you have to know how to do it. And so we have to begin to look at the materials that we are using, and we have to look and understand how are we actually building with spirit and through spirit. And I'm not talking about hallelujah, thank you, Jesus spirit. I'm talking about that which animates you. Spirit is the thing that animates the planet. I don't care if you're talking about an ant, a plant, a person. Once the spirit leaves the ant, plant, or person, or anything along the spectrum, that thing no longer exists. Thus, if you don't work with the spirit or understand the spirit in a matter-of-fact term, like not vague, abstract concepts, like, no, I'm specifically talking about a system that is within you, that animates you, that you can work on and build and make better. So what is the materials that we will use to build this become a mental spiritual force? You cannot become a spiritual force dealing with these materials such as resistance, discord, worry, stress, fear. It's like building a beautiful home with driftwood. It's impossible. It's kind of it. You can probably look at your environment and see, okay, what materials have you been using? What materials are within you? So if you're in a shitty environment, that's an indication of the materials that is within you. Once you start to change those thoughts from resistance, discord, worry, stress, fear into a more potent, more positive vibration of positivity, love, acceptance, just good vibes, then you're not accessing the driftwood anymore. You accessing the fine marble, the granite, the gold, the silver within you. And you begin to radiate those thoughts. You begin to build those thoughts within yourself. And then by law, your outside has to mirror that which is within you. So your circumstances are a result of the negative thoughts that you have within yourself. A big thing is jealousy and envy. You mad at somebody for working hard every day to build something and having that positive mindset and not being focused on bullshit. You mad at them because you think they did something wrong, and you doing wrong by being so external and not working on deeply within and having these positive vibrations on the inside. You got to become a force. And I'm not talking about, it's not about losing anything. The only thing that you're going to lose with this mindset, you're going to lose all of your limits. You're going to lose all subservient attitudes. You're going to lose all of your weaknesses. So understand, the circumstances are a result. The circumstances are a result of your inner work. So if it's a problem, it's not an external problem. It's not the white man. It's not the brown man. It's not the yellow man. It's not the green man. It's not the purple man. It's not the black man. It's just you and what energy are you working with? What energy are you building? Period. If you start to work on you and have those positive and become a positive force, and trust me, I might go part 56 with this knowledge. I'm just doing this in baby steps because we need to understand this at an elemental level. This is not advanced teachings. This is before we even get to the level of really doing magical shit. We got to understand the basic principles of your mind and how it works and how to access it. Now, if we're dealing with the conscious mind, and if any of this is like it feels like it is not making sense, you can message me, or you can look at the previous videos where I don't feel the need to constantly repeat myself, but the information is in the previous videos. But if you need a full clarification, like, I feel what you're saying, but I really don't, bro. Like, it really not connected, and that's fine. But you need to understand that your circumstances is not a result of anyone else. Man, woman, mama, daddy, uncle, auntie, boyfriend, girlfriend. Your circumstance is not a result of any of that shit. Your circumstance is a result of your perceptions, your attitudes, your values, and your beliefs. And you control that. You can perceive the world however you choose to perceive it. Thus, we are subject to we were born into a world of conditions and effects. Thus, we have to become the cause. How do we become the cause? We have to be the cause within. As above, so below. So within, as within, so without. These are universal laws that we can start to take advantage of right now. We can do this, but a lot of times I be feeling like you niggas be looking for somebody else to do it for you, and it ain't gonna never work like that. Maybe it will in your reality, and maybe that's your law of attraction, but I'm open to anything. So if anything that I'm saying wrong, let me know, because I view a lot of shit that people be saying on the internet wrong, but you know, people believe it. But I'm seeing people in the same conditions, and people out here really hurt, people out here really lost, people out here really in fucked up situations, and ain't nobody helping them. Cause can't nobody really help you if you see. God is a force that he gonna let you get in the situation so bad that, and I'm talking about the inner God. If you're not going to use him, he not going to make you or force you to use him. Do you know that so many people lived and died without ever knowing the power that they had within them? And you have an opportunity to access it, to use it. And why wouldn't you? we want our lives to be better. We want to do the things that we really want to do. But what are we waiting on? Right? And part of my law of attraction is understanding that this information was given. So it doesn't serve me to receive this information and just hold it for myself and so I can live a great and wonderful life. No. What I want for me is what I want for everybody. See, I understand the subconscious mind. See, when you understand the subconscious mind, the conscious mind separates and excludes and looks at everything as individuals, and that's them, that's them, that's them, that's them. The subconscious mind does not do that. The subconscious mind looks at everything as you. So if you look at somebody and say, I can't stand that bitch, the subconscious mind perceives that as, I can't stand me. So understanding the subconscious mind is really a unification force. So what you want for everybody is what you want for yourself. Then that's an immediate change in perspective. And you immediately start to change. You immediately start to be in situations where everybody benefit. If everybody benefits in a situation, you're not excluded from that benefit. So understand that in life, you give what you get. So if you able, see if your cup overflows and you in the energy of wealth and abundance, then you will be able to give freely because you know you never going to be able to run out of anything because you're dealing with the energy of wealth and abundance. Now, if you're dealing with the energy of lack and scarcity, then you're not going to be able to give shit and you're not going to be able to get shit either. You understand? This information has to be passed on, but I like this modality because it's just it's a YouTube, it's a video, so I'm not forcing nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm just more or less speaking from my heart, and I know that this shit is true because nobody has told me nothing better than this, and it ain't my information. This is universal law. This information was left here from our ancestors. This is the real shit. The energy and the information that most people got is from slave masters trying to control you and drape you off into some bullshit. And thus, we constantly repeat it, and the more you repeat something, the more it becomes real. Whether it serves you, helps you, make you feel better or not. If a lie is continuously repeated, guess what? It becomes fact over time. So what do we must do? We gotta talk to our damn selves, and we gotta come up with our own things. And we can't depend on other people to give us this information because it doesn't serve them to give us the truth. It only serves them to continue to lie to us. So finishing up, we understand that spirit is life. Your life is animated through spirit. So when the spirit is gone, life is over. So it serves us to fully and completely understand spirit. It's never going to be able to serve us if we avoid it and we focus on external things exclusively. We need to stay and follow our paths, follow our intuition, follow our guidance, meditate, deal with our internal energy. Now, this is key. This is fundamental. This is serious. You can play with this shit if you want to. You can think that things will get better on the outside before they get better on the inside if you want to. But you can look on TV every day and see rich people who is miserable. Like, does it ever really dawn on you that millionaires, billionaires commit suicide? So if money was the answer, Why do they commit suicide? Money is an external thing. Wealth is an internal thing. Now, if you deal with the energy of wealth, money is, you naturally gonna get money. You gonna get money, but you shouldn't make money your focus. You should make the principles that align yourself with success, happiness, and freedom before you align yourself with something that's going to control you. Anything external, say for instance you are focused externally on, for instance, a relationship. If you have no inner power, no inner flame, no inner fire, you're going to be completely subservient to that relationship because you don't have no backbone and you don't got shit to stand on. That's why when these niggas get this money, they don't have nothing in them to stand on. So when they be like, nigga, throw on this dress, they don't got it in them to say no because they completely dependent on the money. And they don't have no inner gumption or nothing to say, I know how to get it, I know how to get it back. They completely identify with external things. And that's a problem. Because when shit shake and shit go left, then what? So I'm saying regardless of your situation, regardless of your circumstance, the power always going to be within you. So we started off the video with a simple statement. And I'm going to finish with that simple statement. You have power over your circumstances. Thought is energy, and energy is power. So what kind of thoughts that you have that bring about what kind of energy will determine the power that you have. And constantly build up your, constantly have the correct thoughts, deal with the correct energy, and deal with the correct power. Now, negative thoughts create negative energy, which create weakness. So with that being said, man, I'm out, man. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Hope y'all commented. Hope y'all shared. Hope y'all let people know that we all have power over our circumstances. Ain't nobody doing shit to us that we not doing to ourselves. So let's continue to think positive. Let's continue to be strong. Let's continue to change the world by changing ourselves. Peace. It's the Hood Mystic.